What's up, my dudes and dudettes? I am Aquatude, and welcome back to another review of mine. I decided I would play a game in the background, just so it's not just me sitting around talking the entire time. I'm sure y'all would want to see something else while I'm doing a bit of a review, but this is my review of the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. I saw it last Thursday, as of recording, and it was amazing. I have quite a lot to share, so that's why I decided to do this Power Wash Simulator video, and I thought I'd go ahead and clean up this play park while doing it. So yeah, anyways, there's a lot to share, not just my review of the movie, which is going to be the main point of it. Don't worry, I want to ensure that the main point of this video is the review, but the whole big part of this is Spider-Man, because I didn't just go see the movie over this weekend. I had, like, a very amazing experience that I just want to share with you all. And I am so glad I was able to be a part of it. But anyways, let's get straight into it. If you enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Help me get closer to my goal of 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Yeah. Also join the Patreon. The link will be in the description, so you can check out raw, unedited footage of videos. I got all sorts of videos that got raw, unedited footage, with some things that I cut out. And yeah, if you wanna see it, then again, join the Patreon. It's only $10 to become a Remorat, and yeah. But anyways, let's get straight into the video. Woohoo! Alright. So first things first, my review of the movie. It was great. I loved it. I really loved this new movie Tom Holland was a part of. It was just a very great thing to have Spidey, well, first off, have Spidey in, like, a really good classic suit. Like, the suit, I can't glaze that enough. The suit in this movie is just peak. It is peak Spider-Man design. Like, my goodness. I know this may be a bit of a big take from me or something like that, but I honestly like it a lot more than Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's suits. Yep, I said it. Let the hatred commence in the comments. But yeah, I genuinely I love the suit. It's a great design, and I really don't see any flaws with it. I mean, I personally don't have any gripes with it. I know some people may have their own personal gripes with it, and, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not saying you can't have your own opinion on it. I'm just saying, in my opinion, it's just a really good suit, and honestly, the best live-action red and blue suit we've ever seen. Well, I've ever seen, anyway. And, again, that's totally just my opinion. If y'all don't agree with me, that's fine. But yeah, anyways, enough glazing the, design of the outfit. Let's, get on to the movie. I do have to say that there is, like, a major spoiler warning in this. So please, click off the video if you don't want to see any spoilers. please. I really don't want to spoil this movie for anyone. I would love for you guys to go and watch it for yourselves, because it genuinely is just a good movie and a good time. So, yeah, this is your very long spoiler warning out of the way, so I can actually get into more of the details of it. So, yeah, with the spoiler warning out of the way, let's get into the movie. The movie itself it's great. Like, definitely top-tier acting, of course, with Tom and Zendaya, and the whole cast. They did great. Also, Sadie Sink was in this movie as Jean Grey, which was great to see. Jean Grey, one of the mutants in X-Men, which was pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, it was just really good acting, and the design for the suit was good. Now, to the movie, Sadie Sink's character, Jean Grey, is really the main villain of the movie. She's the villain of the movie, but she's not, like, a bad person. I mean, then again, I don't know. I kind of think that she did kill people, so I'm not 100% positive if we can just brush that off. Anyways, let's not get into that. But yeah, so Jean Grey is the main villain of this, and she, like, inhabits other people's minds for the most part, and makes them do things for her, which allows her to be at a safe distance where no one could tell that it's her. That's how the movie kind of really starts. We get, like, a really great montage of Peter being Spider-Man. He goes around the city, stopping bad guys, stopping crime, all that sort of stuff, like Spider-Man is known to do, and he's even shown to have single-handedly taken down the Hand, that crime organization of, like, superhumans. I honestly thought that the Hand was going to be a big part of the movie from how they were promoting it, but no, it seems the Hand was just someone that Peter took down himself, and then they make a bit of a comeback around the final act. But other than that, yeah, no, the Hand is not that significant of a villain. Although, even with that said, the Hand and Spider-Man have the best, like, fight scene of the movie. One of the best ones, anyway. Because, golly, that one near the end of the movie, when Peter's trying to get to Jean, like, my gosh, the choreography was stunning. It was just beautiful, and the visual effects and everything was great. I loved it. I've always been a big fan of fight scenes in movies, and for this one to be really just like a good fight scene, it was great. And it kind of, Peter really showed how strong his mutation was making him. Because when he finally decided to take his inhibitor off, we'll get into the inhibitor later, but when he finally decided to take the inhibitor off, he was really showing how powerful he could be, but he was also showing how much he could control it. Like, he decided to prove that he could control it, because one of the reasons why he didn't want to have this power and why he got the inhibitor was because he got really aggressive, and at one point in the movie almost accidentally killed someone, that being a police officer. Then again, he probably would have felt the same way had he almost accidentally killed, like, a criminal or a villain or something like that. Because that's Spider-Man. That's how Spider-Man is. But anyways, yeah, so he made this inhibitor device to restrict himself and stop the mutated DNA from taking over, only keeping certain aspects of his spider powers. But yeah, he was really scared of it for a long while, but then he finally decided to just embrace it near the end of the movie and still keep control because it's still him. So what he did was, near the end of the movie, he was fighting the Hand, and he took off this inhibitor, and his eyes went black, like they've gone in the trailers. That shows when he's going in, like, his feral state. And he started fighting the Hand, and sent one of the Hand members flying, and he almost got stabbed on, like, a broken bar, but Peter webbed and saved him. So, and then his eyes went from black to being back to their normal color, showing that he had control now. He could control himself. He could use the new strength and abilities that the mutation gave him, but he could also control it and not lose himself like he did earlier in the movie. But anyways, I'm getting a little too ahead of myself and going near the end. Let's start with the beginning. Like I said, Peter has a bit of a montage of taking down crime and stuff like that. It even shows in the beginning he took down the members of the criminal organization, the Hand. And then we finally get to the part where, well, actually, I think he spotted. Oh yeah, one of the things throughout the montage was Ned, his former best friend Ned, was posting about him and MJ. Him and MJ and their experience at the college. They all wanted to go to the college together, I believe, in No Way Home, but then, because everyone forgot Peter, he, couldn't be a part of it. But anyways, yeah, it was very sad seeing Peter, like, watch his friends have this fun college life without him, knowing he knows the sacrifice he made, but no one else does. And it's really sad to see. But anyways, yeah, so he watches his friends, well, his former best friend and former girlfriend, just having a great time, and he just wishes he could be a part of it, but knows the sacrifice he made and the responsibilities that he has. So he just continues to be Spider-Man. And, oh, and also another little detail is, throughout the, passing, I believe it's been years, because the montage seems to go through years, because, Ned talks about, different, years of, the college. So anyways, yeah, but throughout all that time, Peter still visits his aunt's grave and brings her flowers, like, all the time, which I thought was very cute and sweet. He really did love his Aunt May, so it's nice to show that with a bit of that action. But anyways, yeah. And then we're gonna get to the bigger part of the movie. So it goes with Peter taking another call to another crime. This one is a stolen tank. A stolen tank being taken through the city, driving straight to the damage control facility. damage control is a big part of the movie as well. But anyways, yeah, so it's a stolen tank, just like in the trailers. If you've seen the trailers, you've seen the tank scene. And, you know, he's got to try to stop the tank and make sure it doesn't potentially hurt or kill anybody. And, yeah, one of the first things he does is rips off the tank turret, which is, yeah, honestly smart, because that thing was shooting everywhere. I'm talking about, like, the gun turret, not the actual, like, tank front shooty turret. Um, anyways, yeah, so the tank scene is very awesome. We even get our first look at the Punisher, Frank Castle, in the movie. He's in a van chasing after the tank, but after a little bit of an argument between them, Peter finally kicks Frank out of his van and causes it to crash. And then he tells Frank to go home, which I think he does, because we don't see him anywhere again during the whole tank situation. Then we finally get to damage control. The tank rams straight into the wall, and inside is an old woman. An old woman who seems confused and scared. And something strange happens to one of the guards that is behind Peter. But then Peter just webs up the guard. He can sense something strange is going on with both the woman and the guard. And he tries to capture the being, but this being, aka Jean, is capable of just hopping between people at any point. So, webbing someone up isn't going to cut it. Because if he webs someone up, Jean can just hop out of their mind and go into someone else's. Which she does a lot. She starts hopping between a lot of people trying to evacuate the damage control facility. And, oh yeah, Scorpion is a big part of it, because, well, not really that big of a part of it, but Scorpion was a part of it for a bit, because Jean makes her way across people, through people and people and people, to one of the guards who was escorting Scorpion to a helicopter so he could be brought to maximum security. But she inhabits his body, and then he gives the helicopter people some false information to send Scorpion to a different place. That place being, I'm guessing, somewhere Jean could get close to him and inhabit him, because she wanted to use Scorpion, who was a superhuman. Well, not technically a superhuman, but he had that superhuman suit. So, yeah. Then again, I don't know why she didn't just steal the suit. They also, one of the funniest parts is, they also gave us no explanation to where Scorpion got the suit from. Just no explanation at all. But he was in the montage just having it for seemingly no reason. And then, yeah. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna give a play-by-play of the entire movie. I just thought that the whole tank scene was a bit important, because it shows us the Punisher, which is gonna be one of our secondary protagonists in this movie, and B, it shows the first sighting of the big threat of this movie, that being Jean Grey and her mind control ability. Which Peter has no idea who it is right now. All he's seeing is just, well, he's actually sensing it. His spider senses are telling him about it, which I think is really cool. Like, spider sense is such an overpowered ability. he's able to just sense any form of danger and stop it. You know, it's really cool. But anyway, before leaving, uh, Peter catches the helicopter guy with Jean still inhabiting him, and he tries to question who they are, like trying to see who is inside that person's body, controlling him and making him do this stuff. But then Jean decides to try and inhabit Peter, but she can't. He just has this ability to force her out, which is freaking awesome. I kind of love the love they showed Spider-Man in this, because one of my biggest gripes is how they mostly just show Spider-Man suffering through a lot. Like, this man is overpowered as heck when you really think about it. Now, I know he's definitely not a, like, planetary being or something like that, but he's still quite strong, and it's really good to see him, like, getting a bunch of dubs and stuff like that. But they talk for a little bit, Jean not really revealing who she is, but talking a bit sinister-like, and then just leaving the body of the guy. And then Peter has to try to figure this out. What the heck just happened? Why were these people doing this? Some kind of mind control or something like that. And as he's trying to figure it out, he at some point starts realizing he's mutating. Because he has a bit of a situation where he sees his best friend Ned and his ex MJ, and he sees MJ is with a new guy, and that really hurts him, so he leaves very suddenly and swings around a bit while having a bit of a mental emotional crisis, and he eventually ends up in his own apartment. But when he wakes up, he's not in his apartment. He wakes up in a cocoon of webbing, organic webbing, because his web shooters are gone. And so he's able to create organic webbing, which is kind of cool. I kind of like organic webbing, but I kind of wish that they would explain a bit why it's, like, limitless, seemingly. Because it does seem like organic webbing is limitless when, they don't really explain that. Like, does the body just generate it at a really fast pace? Like, I kind of wish, we'd get a little bit of an explanation, but it's kind of cool. But anyways, so yeah, he has organic webbing, and he also has really heightened senses. Like, his senses are overloaded by the city noise and stuff like that. Even just like a bag or a can moving around is, like, super high and loud for him. For a bit. The stuff is on and off. It's pretty temporary at some points. But yeah, he's trying to learn these new abilities, and Scorpion is spotted. So he's gotta try to learn how to swing with new organic webs while also trying to get to Scorpion. Because it seems like his organic web glands don't want the web shooters on them. But anyways, so yeah, he gets to Scorpion, and this is the part where he really starts to realize the kind of somewhat downside of his new mutation, because at some point he just gets really mad and loses it. His eyes go black, and he was almost getting beat by Scorpion, but then all of a sudden, when his eyes go black, he has the strength to one-handed push Scorpion's tail away, which is really freaking cool. And then he starts beating the living crap out of him, just throwing him around like a rag doll, and he hits the cop car, which injures and almost kills the cop. Which when he snaps out of it, he freaks out about seriously hoping and begging to know if she's okay. Which, is, of course, a Peter thing. But that is when he realizes that he needs to do something about it. And so he figures out that a way to restrict it without getting rid of his powers completely would be to inhibit it. Design an inhibitor. A little device that he could attach to his body that would basically keep the DNA that he wants, like the stuff that allows him to crawl on walls and have his spidey sense and his strength and reflexes, but get rid of, or at least suppress, the bad stuff, like the aggressiveness and the senses that give him a headache. And then we get the reveal of Jean Grey herself, when a man walks up to Peter and starts talking, but someone else in a nearby car also starts talking the exact same way that the man is talking, and she's like concealed in a hood. This is Sadie Sink playing Jean Grey. And I gotta say, Sadie, she did an amazing job with Jean. Her acting was phenomenal. I knew her as Max from Stranger Things, and, she did quite a good performance there, so, it was good to see her, in the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie, and she did a great job. I don't really know much about Jean Grey, or mutants in general, because I wasn't really that big of an X-Men fan growing up. I was more into Spider-Man. But yeah, there's another scene where Jean attacks Damage Control headquarters, but this time she uses the Hulk. She uses the Hulk to destroy and break things in there and scare everyone. Not to mention just overpower a lot of people, because it's the Hulk. He's very strong. Now Peter has to deal with a Hulk problem. But eventually, after a bit, the Hulk kicks the Jean out of his body, but his own inhibitor, is destroyed. So he has no way to hold back the Hulk. And so instead of Smart Hulk coming out, it's Hulk. And my goodness gracious, he's big, and he's strong, and he's cool. And the fight between Spider-Man and Hulk is a really cool one. I was shocked to see, like, what they did to, like, it was good. And it wasn't like a one-sided fight. That was like the biggest thing I was worrying about. I was worrying that it was going to be like a completely one-sided fight, that Peter was just going to get his butt completely kicked, and then finally find some way to outsmart Hulk, and then beat him that way, or something like that, but no, it's like an actual fight. Peter is, yeah, dodging a lot of Hulk's attacks, but he occasionally takes some, but some, Hulk also takes some hits from Peter, and, you know, it's not one-sided. After that, we get, Bruce, like, asking if everyone is okay and if he hurt anyone, and then we never really see him again. That's really the end of, Bruce Banner and the Hulk for the entirety of the movie. But, yeah, while Peter was fighting Hulk, Jean got a hold of Frank. Frank came to, help Peter, but Jean got a hold of him. And yeah, she used Frank to get into, the vault, and, was trying to get to the, main head of the, damage control facility. But, and, yeah. So, Jean finally gets in, and starts to threaten, them and demand what she wants, which is VMAX. She's been looking for something called VMAX this entire time, but no one seems to know what it is. Not even the head of damage control. And this could be him just lying about it to protect it, but he genuinely, like, has no idea what it is. Like, not a clue. And we later learn what VMAX is, but, anyways. So, yeah. Jean was threatening them, but then Peter finally arrives and, webs up Frank's gun and, puts an inhibitor on Jean to stop her powers from working, which allows, the head of damage control to shoot her with a tranq dart. And so she passes out, but before she does, she says Sarah. Her sister's name. Sarah Gray. But, all she says is Sarah. So Peter has to figure out that it's Sarah Gray, her sister. But, anyways, after that, she's, taken away and, locked up, and Peter honestly thinks that he's won. But then, what causes Peter to start realizing he may have messed up is the fact that the, head of, I can't remember his name, that's why I'm calling him head of damage control, but the damage control guy, he said something to Peter that, that when Jean, inhabited his mind, he was thinking about someone, and that's why she randomly said the name Sarah. But what MJ said was that she has no recollection at all of being, controlled, of being possessed. So, the damage control guy lied to Peter. He lied, about it, saying that Sarah was a co-worker that had recently passed, and that's what he was thinking about, so Jean just said that out of nowhere. But that's not the case. And so, Peter, realizes he has to go, he has to figure this out. Why did he lie? What is he hiding? And, he figures out that Jean had a sister, but she was captured by damage control and experimented on. Was having all of these inhuman tests and stuff like that, and we find out later that she died. Because when we see Jean in the exact same room to be tested on, the same one that Sarah was on, she looks up on the roof and sees on a vent, it says VMAX. VentMax. The reason the reason Jean was looking for VMAX was because she received a psychic message from Sarah, and the only thing it said was VMAX. Meaning, that was the last thing Sarah saw before she died. That is really sad, y'all. That is really sad. But, yeah, they start testing on her. Testing her psychic abilities, and trying to see how they can use her to, say it's for the benefit of humanity, or for good, but really inhumane to do what they're doing. Like, they're forcing her to jump and stuff like that, and it's, I'm guessing, really painful for her to be forced. Anyways, yeah, so, they start testing on her, forcing her to jump, and Peter is trying to make his way through the building to get to her, to try to hopefully save her. But then, she gets really mad after seeing the VMAX truth, and so she starts taking control. She starts to force her psychic powers to bend to her will, not the damage control guys. And then she releases this incredibly powerful psychic beam or wave that freezes everyone within a kilometer of the building. So everyone inside the building, everyone around the building is completely just frozen. Can't do anything. Except for Peter. He's the only one that, again, can withstand her psychic abilities, so he's fine. But then Jean realizes he's there and starts talking to him through the members of the Hand, which she uses to start fighting him, and that's where we get that scene that I was talking about, where eventually Peter decides to take off the inhibitor and just use his powers to their fullest ability, which he's able to do, and win the fight. Then he finally makes it to Jean and tries to tell her to stop, and she tries again to get inside his mind. But Peter, he lets her. And she goes in, and she starts, and then she is like in the position of Peter in a memory that he had with May. This memory was May, giving a bit of talk to Peter about how special of a person he is and how things can change, and it's really scary. It was just a very emotional moment, and it was honestly something that Jean needed to hear, because she calms down, and she talks to Peter about it. That Jean had no one, and has no one in her life, and Peter says she has him. But then Frank, trying to do things his way, gets in a sniper position and tries to shoot Jean, but Peter, sensing it, gets in the way and gets shot himself, which Frank very much regrets. By the way, he never felt good about that. But anyways, yeah, so Peter is on the floor, bleeding and dying, and he has to get help. So Frank gets there, he brings Peter to a hospital, and he starts, getting worked on to have his life be saved. And Jean, a very nice and cute detail, is Jean actually helped Peter by basically breathing for him. She controlled his body and was basically forcing his body to breathe to stay alive. And she kept doing that for a while until he finally had the strength to breathe and move on his own, which was very nice. And, you know, Frank and Peter have their little, like, emotional moment, like, buddies, and it's really nice to see. But yeah, that's most of the movie without having a real play-by-play on it. Peter gets back up. He's back up to being Spider-Man. And near the end of the movie, we have a little bit of a tease that Ned may have recognized Peter. But we have no idea if he recognizes Peter as Peter or if he just recognizes Peter as Spider-Man. But we don't know. And yeah, that was the movie. And again, I really liked it. I seriously enjoyed this movie. I can't recommend watching it enough. I've gone to the theater over the past 3 days. Well, not yesterday, but over the past 3 days, counting Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But anyways, yeah, that's the short and sweet of it. I loved the movie. It was great. I really shouldn't have tried to do like a play-by-play of what happened in the movie. I don't know. I guess I just do that. But I watched the movie. I loved it. It was amazing. I can't wait for the next one. And yeah, it was just genuinely great. But now on to what I was talking about at the beginning of the episode. What I well, at the beginning of this video, not an episode, but what I wanted to talk about to y'all. I actually had a very great experience. I had a fun thing. I was given an opportunity. You see, when I went to the theater on Thursday, I was apparently the first guy to come into the theater dressed up in full Spider-Man costume, because I wore my Spider-Man Brand New Day suit for the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. And the manager at that theater, he saw that and thought it was pretty cool, and he brought me over and asked me if I could come back over the next few days and just go around the lobby and take pictures with kids, you know, kind of like a lobby mascot Spider-Man. And that was so crazy to me. I accepted right away. I loved that idea. It was amazing. And so I went back the next day, and I was able to interact with some children and some other people. I kept up a very fun energy. It was tiring to keep up that fun energy for a while, but I know that the kids really appreciated it. So it was definitely worth it, in my opinion. But yeah, I was able to interact with kids, and I went back the second day to do it again because I loved it so much, and I got a lot more interactions with kids and took a lot more pictures, and I loved it. It was amazing. I had such a fun time making all of those people happy. I was so honored to be Spider-Man for those people. To be my favorite superhero for them, and maybe be favorite superhero for others. You know, it was great. I had a blast doing it, and I'll probably post some images. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't think. Me personally, I'm a guy who doesn't like to post pictures or videos of people without their consent. But, well, like, real life people. I got no problem with it in VR, because, you know, it's VR, like, but, Yeah, I might post images, I might not. I might post a few things of just me there at the theater, but yeah, like I said, it was a very fun experience. I had an amazing time. Like, genuinely. I had such an amazing time making all those people smile, and just being a bright part of their day. Like, some of those kids were able to go home and say, "I saw Spider-Man at the theater today. I was able to take a picture with Spider-Man," and that that made me so happy. I really did love that entire experience, and I would do it all again. I would do it again. I was invited to do it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I didn't do it on Sunday because I was very tired from doing it the past 2 days. Because again, I was wearing a full body Spider-Man suit, had the mask, so it was a bit difficult to breathe, and I had to, for an hour each day, I had to keep up, like, this fun energy, for the kids, and for everyone else, making them laugh and everything like that. So, on Sunday, I decided not to go because I needed a bit of a break. I needed just a day to really, really just take in everything that I had done the previous days, and also just, you know, relax and get my energy back up, because, golly, it was fun, but it was tiring. And my mom suggested that maybe I could do something like that as a bit of a job, or just do it more, like going to children's birthday parties, and, maybe going to hospitals for children and dressing up as Spider-Man for them. And I really like that idea. So who knows? Maybe, maybe your good old King of the Ocean may be a part-time Spider-Man. I am still gonna do YouTube. I apologize that I haven't been doing it as much as I would want to. I get a bit lazy when it comes to editing videos. The editing part is the part that I dread the absolute most. I may at some point hire an editor to edit videos for me, but yeah, for right now, I struggle with that. But I do still want to do this YouTube thing. I love being a VTuber. It's still my passion, but, you know, it may be good to, you know, do something a little part-time, you know, be Spider-Man for some kids. I'd love that. Spider-Man was always, my favorite character growing up, and still is my favorite, character, and, just to be able to be Spider-Man for some people, even if it's just some kids in a theater, or even some sick kids in a hospital, I would love that. I would love to be able to be that character. And I genuinely, like, I can't get it across enough how much fun it was and how amazing it was to do that. So, yeah. But anyways, I've been going on for long enough. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss out on whenever I upload. Also, join the Patreon. The link will be in the description. It's where I post raw, unedited footage and exclusive content for my Remorats. So, yeah, make sure to join that, do all the good stuff, I will finish this in this, video. I won't, leave you guys, wanting to see it get fully finished, I'll finish it in a bit of a quick time lapse. But yeah, that's gonna do it for like all of the video. But yeah, thank you for watching, and enjoy this very nice, relaxing montage of me washing this playground. But anyways, yeah, that'll do it for me. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you, and good night. Bye-bye!